What's up, Patreon? I'm here with last week's training. We're getting into the last week of prep for Worlds, and there's not a lot to see here. Just a couple practice run-throughs, a million practice runs on some of the events I'm terrible at, so we'll go over that today. But really, I'm just working up to like one set, maybe a back-off set of the compound movements. I'm really just overhead pressing and squatting. That was 350 on a barbell, going to 365 for this triple. I knew I had 3 in me, but my legs, not squatting and front squatting, has absolutely killed me. I'm very unstable. And then right here, really like pressing off the blocks, but every now and then I hit the block on my dip and it screws up my press. So this made me mad. I wouldn't have even attempted this if I knew it wasn't a done deal. So my press is feeling good. 365 for a triple is close to the best my press has been. So I'm really happy about that. The Viking press is the first event. That's going to be my bread and butter. And then I'm just going to try to not circle the drain. A couple days later, came in to get some axle deads. A couple weeks ago, I had a really good deadlift session on a whippy bar. Hit 625 for a really easy triple. Next week, I knew I was going to feel like shit because I was so much heavier than what I had done in recent history. And that workout last week, I thought I was going to zero the deadlift. At 640, I missed a 575. But I knew that was the event training, and I knew that that was being wiped from, I can't pull really heavy and then repeat it a week later. Doesn't work like that. So you see I'm grinding. There's a lot more than I normally grind on deadlifts, so I know my back is strong. This is a 75-pound axle right here. This is contest. This is exactly 640. I normally don't let my back go like this. You see my hips coming up. I have no leg drive. I can't load into my hips at all like I'm used to. Pretty confident double. 100% I have at least 2 more reps there. So that gives me confidence for the contest. It's not going to be super competitive, but I'm not going to hemorrhage a bunch of points either. So it is what it is. Then we're going into the bane of my existence. This is the last event before they knock people down to the top 10 for day 3. And this is probably going to be what knocks me out of the show if I'm even in top 10 going into this. I'm just an atrocious bag loader. There's about a million ways to shoulder a sandbag. I'm not good at any of them, which leaves me reeling, trying to constantly change things, trying to figure out what the best approach is going to be going in. This is the 300-pound bag. So this is the 3rd bag in a 5-bag event, and I'm trying to get efficient, and I can't even get basically efficient enough. So drilling like capacity in the normal run-throughs I'd be doing is pointless. I have to know how to move this. Now this one's a little softer than most of them are. So you see it like peanuts, it pinches, and that gives me a real hard time because you can't really grab anywhere else but that crease. And if it's a little too high, you know, you want the center of the bag, you want the center of mass as high as possible. But if I'm left grabbing the top 1/3 of it, it's hard to pop it up. But also, my leg drive sucks. My grip sucks. I can't pinch it really hard enough to take it for a ride to pop it where I need to go. So I'm missing a lot of things right here. I want to say about 1/3 of the attempts, I can pretty effectively get it up to my shoulder. Like right here, this is a pretty good one. More pops than it should have taken. But this is something that I've actually gotten worse at over the last 2 months of drilling it. I absolutely hate this event, and it's the event that's in right now. It's the thing that I hate about strongman. It'd be one thing if a federation picks up a movement, but you get across federations, everybody repeats the same goddamn movements. And I find it absolutely insufferable because you have to stop, buy all the same equipment, and it's going to be around for a year and a half, then nobody's ever going to do it again. 15 years, I've never had to shoulder a sandbag, and then all of a sudden it's in every contest. So that's just my gripe for that, but you know, it's part of the sport. Dumbbell pressing is getting a lot better. Those were runs at 160 and 180, so I'm getting my hips off to the side, trying to bend my knee under it. That's the last piece of the puzzle I'm having trouble with. This is 200. This stapled me a couple weeks ago on the Globe dumbbell. Globe is much, much harder. It's just a bigger pain in the ass than any of the barrel ones or even the Rogue ones, like a semi-barrel with rounded edges. Globes are the worst. So if I could hit anything close to weight on a Globe, I'm confident. I'm pretty sure we're using like the Rogue semi-barrel ones, which are a bit easier. But either way, getting some confidence. So I just did a bunch of singles at 200. Still having a little trouble holding it at lockout. Some of them I'm bailing early because it feels like it's coming back down. Some of them I just gave a quick release. But you see the angle I have, I'm grabbing too far to one end. So when I lock it out, the whole thing dumps on me. Not a very strong position. So I got to work on that. And I also have to work on really bending that knee. I'm just posting that hip out, posting that leg out, and I'm not really bending it. I did a bunch of bag picks that I didn't film after this because you don't need to see it. And I was wiped. It was an embarrassing run just because I've been drilling them into the ground. And I felt the fatigue on this. This is a 300 per hand Farmers. Foot speed's okay. I felt the pick was really hard. Still fatigued from the deadlift workout. Even though I'm not doing a lot of different exercises, all the event run through, all the practice stuff, and the weight's getting heavy. It's starting to fatigue me, but that's right where you want to be for a taper. So pretty easy down and back. It's about 50 feet. So you have to, I was doing runs and this goober just like sat down and started doing tricep extensions in the runway, which is fun thing to have to work around. But this is the first two legs. The third leg is going to be 50 feet back with 330. After this, I did a run with 330. Felt better than it ever did. Even as hard as the pick was, it still moved pretty good. My grip was solid, so I'm happy about that. So that's about it. This week's going to be an easy week. I'm probably not going to upload anything because it's all like deloading and last minute refinement. And then in about 6 days, 5 or 6 days, I start my weight cut. And then next week, I'm going to be out of commission, guys. I'm going to be traveling. So I'll keep you filled in with how it goes. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time.